Welcome back to the TH1 channel. Today, our girl is embarking on a journey to build a house in the forest, complete with all modern amenities and even a swimming pool. Join her on this exciting adventure. The journey begins with finding the perfect spot in the forest to build the house. Once the ideal location is chosen, she gathers long, round wooden logs to serve as the foundation of the structure. Carefully measuring each log, she cut them into columns the right size to fit the frame of the house. Using an axe, she whittled one end of the pole into sharp points. Next, she dug deep holes at each corner of the planned house site. The position she dug would be where the house's pillars would be erected. With precision, she hammered the pointed ends of the posts into the ground, anchoring them to form the frame of her house. She moves on to reinforcing the structure by attaching horizontal wooden beams to connect the vertical posts at their base. These beams not only secure the posts in place, but also serve as a frame to elevate the foundation of the house. Once the frame is complete, she begins the meticulous process of filling the foundation. Each addition of soil is evenly distributed and fairly compacted. She moves on to the next stage, crafting floor tiles to create a smooth and durable surface. She begins by mixing a batch of cement, carefully ensuring the right consistency for the task. Using a rectangular mold with horizontal and vertical cells, she placed the mold on the prepared foundation and poured the cement mixture into it, shaping each brick one by one on the spot. Once the floor tiles are completed, she moves on to the final step of finishing the foundation. She gathers soil and carefully spreads it across the surface of the floor, filling in the gaps between the tiles. Next, she focuses on completing the house's framework. She begins by securing sturdy horizontal beams across the tops of the vertical posts, methodically constructing the outlines for the walls and roof. After completing the framework, she begins constructing the walls of her house. Using horizontal wooden panels, she carefully attached them to the frame to create strong and secure walls. Once all the logs were in place, she used a saw to trim away the excess wood, ensuring clean, even edges. With the back walls securely in place, she moves on to constructing the front wall of the house. This time, she decides to arrange the wooden planks vertically instead of horizontally. She cleverly left a gap for a window. For the rear section of the roof, she begins by cutting smaller wooden logs into manageable lengths. Using adhesive mixture, she fixed these logs to the side of the roof. She layers the cut logs, stacking them tightly on top of each other. This overlapping technique not only ensures durability, but also provides excellent insulation and weather resistance. Next, she moves on to building a functional kitchen for her forest home. Using bricks, she carefully constructs the base of the stove, stacking them methodically to create a sturdy and durable structure. She builds it up to an optimal height, ensuring it's both practical and comfortable for daily use. She thoughtfully left a small hole in one side of the stove for a chimney, and she added a tray to cook directly there. Once the stove is complete, she returns to the task of finishing the roof. This time, she uses round wooden logs, carefully stripping off the outer bark to prepare them. After measuring the roof's dimensions, she cuts the logs to the appropriate lengths. She begins laying the logs across the roof, placing them vertically from the peak down to the eaves. Using nails, she secures each log in place, making sure they are tightly aligned for a stable. Finally, she uses a saw to trim off any excess wood, ensuring the roof is neat and uniform. Making use of the leftover short wooden logs, she decides to build herself a bed. She starts by constructing a sturdy rectangular frame for the bed's base. The log she nailed covered the foot and bed surface, making the bed sturdy. She prepared to waterproof the roof. She carefully spread plastic over the entire roof, making sure it covered every part. To secure it, she nailed horizontal wooden bars and secured nylon to the roof. Once the nylon is in place, she mixes a thick paste of mud and water, using it to cover the entire surface of the roof. She applies the mud carefully, smoothing it out to create an even, solid layer. In addition, she addresses any gaps or cracks in the walls of the house by filling them with the same mud mixture. She turns her attention to installing the doors for her home. With care and precision, she attaches the hinges and securely fits the doors into their frames. She ensures that the locks are carefully positioned, particularly for the bedroom door, providing both privacy and security. For the front yard, she used thin logs that she carefully cut, arranging them on the ground with small gaps in between to create a focal point for the house. Once everything is complete, she starts a fire and prepares a simple meal for dinner. She carefully roasts meat and vegetables over the flames, the scent of the food filling the air. As the meal cooks to perfection, she sits outside in front of her home, savoring the fruits of her labor and enjoying the peaceful evening. After eating, she closed the door and prepared the bed to rest after a long, tiring day. The next morning, she heads into the forest to gather thin wooden planks for shelves. After bringing them back, she cuts them to size and uses a flame torch to scorch the wood, enhancing its texture. She then attached the boards to the walls, creating sturdy, rustic shelves to store her belongings. The shelves are hooked with iron buttons to increase the shelf's load-bearing capacity. She begins her main task for the day, constructing a bathhouse with a soaking tub for her home. She dug a hole next to the house to make the foundation for the bathroom. After the pit is ready, she takes the sharpened wooden posts she had prepared earlier and firmly drives them into the ground to create the support structure for the bathhouse frame. The roof of the bathhouse is then attached to the main roof of the house. She used a saw to cut a door in the wall of the house to get to the bathroom. To divide the interior space, she carefully plans and constructs 3 distinct sections of varying sizes. Using additional wooden logs, she builds sturdy partitions between each section, positioning them tightly together to form clear boundaries. After dividing the bathhouse into sections, she mixes a combination of soil, cement, and water to create a smooth, sturdy surface. She carefully applies this mixture to the entire floor and the edges of each soaking tub. Once the cement has dried, she moves to the largest soaking tub. She begins by securing wooden posts around the edge of the tub, carefully positioning them to form a neat border. Then she took the wooden planks and placed them along the bottom of the pond according to the previously built frame, securing them tightly with screws and a drill. Similarly, she also covered the upper surface of the adjacent cell with boards to make a seat. Next, she cuts branches from nearby trees to create the walls and roof of the bathhouse. She begins to attach them to the frame of the bathhouse, forming the walls and roof. For the remaining gaps in the walls and roof, she uses a combination of wood and mud to seal them tightly. Similar to the roof of her main house, she covers the entire roof of the bathhouse with a layer of nylon to ensure it is waterproof. She nailed logs to secure the nylon to the shower roof. Once the nylon is in place, she follows the same process as before by mixing soil with water and spreading it evenly over the nylon. Finally, she focuses on the finishing touches to complete her bathhouse. She painted the bathtub, made a towel rack, and installed a door to complete her fully equipped bathroom. Next, she starts by arranging bricks in a small circle and covering them with mud to form a stable base. On top, she places wooden logs and fills the circle with more logs. Using charcoal from her stove, she starts a fire and builds a wooden frame around the firewood, securing it with additional logs. She creates ventilation holes by removing some logs at the bottom. Finally, she covered the structure with mud for insulation, not forgetting to seal the top of the boiler. She used a plastic bag to carry water from the river to fill her bathtub. Now the bathroom is ready to welcome its owner. She finished the day by crafting a simple wooden chair. The chair is straightforward yet practical, reflecting her efficient use of materials and skills. After finishing her work, she turned on a few lamps to illuminate the bathroom, creating a warm and inviting glow. Then she soaked in the tub, relaxing after a long, tiring day. Next, she begins constructing railings for both sides of the pathway leading to her house. Using her measuring tools, she carefully plans the dimensions and shapes the railings to resemble a staircase, with the height gradually decreasing from the top near the house to the bottom near the pathway's entrance. She cuts wooden planks to match her design and uses a drill and screws to securely fix each piece into place. To complete the surroundings, she covers the area around the house, including the base of the railings, with a layer of soil. This not only helps stabilize the railings, but also creates a seamless and natural integration of the pathway with the environment. Finally, she collects lush green sod to add the finishing touch to her home. Carefully, she lays the grass evenly around the house, ensuring the edges align seamlessly with the surroundings. For an even more dramatic effect, she also covered her roof with green. Next, she sets up a power source for her home using a solar energy kit. Carefully unpacking the components, she begins the assembly process with precision. She connects the solar panels to the charge controller and then links it to a battery for energy storage. Every connection is made thoughtfully, ensuring the system is both efficient and safe. To bring electricity into the house, she drills a small hole in the wall, creating a path for the wiring from the solar panels to the interior. Once the wiring is in place, she secures it neatly to avoid tangles or damage. With the power system ready, she installs light fixtures throughout the home. She strategically places the lights to illuminate key areas, ensuring both functionality and a warmth. When she checked the lights, the soft light brightened her house, providing a warm and cozy space after dark. After completing the installation of the lighting system, her home is now fully equipped and functional. A cozy retreat with modern conveniences in the heart of the forest. She turns her attention to her next ambitious project, designing a swimming pool. To begin constructing her pool, she starts by securing the outer frame with sturdy wooden posts. She used a rope to tie the four corners to align the pillars that were about to be planted. She cut the logs to the measured length, sharpened one end, then hammered them down along the straight line that the string gave. She then divides the pool into two distinct sections, arranged in opposite orientations, each designed to serve a specific purpose within the pool. Using horizontal beams, she connects the posts at the top, creating clear separations between the two zones. The height of each cell was carefully designed by her, and for each cell she made 2 layers of frames to increase the thickness of the pond. Focusing on the first section, which is aligned horizontally with the pool's frame. Carefully measuring and cutting the planks to match the exact dimensions of the section. She methodically attaches them to the frame using a drill and screws. The boards were secured tightly, forming a smooth and sturdy barrier around this part of the pool. She did the same for the front frame of the pool. For the outside of the pool, she used the same method, but replaced the small planks with longer ones, which she built as a fence to separate it from the forest. With the first section completed, she moves on to the second part of the pool area, which will serve as the swimming section. Taking a pickaxe, she begins digging deep into the ground, shaping the section into a proper swimming pool. As she dug, she used that soil to fill the remaining cell. Next, she continues by cutting wooden planks to line the interior frame of the swimming pool. She ensures a snug fit, attaching the planks securely to the inner walls with screws. To enhance the design, she adds a seating area along the outer edge of the pool. She cuts additional planks and places them vertically along the pool's perimeter. These planks are carefully arranged and aligned with attention to detail to achieve a clean and aesthetically pleasing finish. The combination of the interior lining and the elegant seating area gives the pool a refined and inviting appearance. Next, she prepares a mixture of soil, cement, and water to coat the interior of the swimming pool. She works methodically, covering every inch of the pool's floor, ensuring a solid and waterproof foundation. Then, using the remaining cement, on the area where she had filled the ground earlier, she dug a round hole and turned it into a fire pit. She begins by laying a layer of stones across the exposed areas, carefully arranging them to cover the surface evenly. To further improve the appearance, she decorates the outer walls of the pool with patches of grass. After the cement in the pond had dried, she used green paint to cover the surface of the pond. Added a wooden step as a ladder, and our pond was ready to be filled with water. It took her quite a bit of water to fill the pool, but she was happy that it was time to take a dip in the pool she had worked so hard to create. After pouring the water, she used firewood to light a fire in the stove, which dissipated heat to help warm up the water inside the lake a bit. Finally, she could drop into the pool and relax in the most comfortable way. She heads to prepare dinner for herself, this time using the skillet she crafted earlier. Carefully, she grills fresh meat and vegetables, savoring the simplicity and satisfaction of cooking with tools she's made herself. Once the meal is ready, she brings her plate to the poolside, sitting comfortably by the edge. Sit and enjoy and watch the night scenery of nature. And so her journey to build a house with full amenities was a great success. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos. Goodbye and see you again.